So this new anime came out today, The Brilliant Healer's New Life in the Shadows. Let's talk about the first episode. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this first episode was kinda meh, because the first half of this was kinda just something that I feel like you would see not in an episode 1, but maybe like in episode 5 or 6. Because for like the first 8 minutes of this episode, it basically just shows a whole bunch of different girls just going to like the guy's house, and then they were just there, and then eventually they eat all this food, and then they have to like go out and find some food. So like, it was a whole bunch of really nothing. This was something I feel like you would see like once you know all these characters, not something that you would have in episode 1. Because it kind of just started off like all over the place when it came to just like showing all these different characters just showing up to this house like we're supposed to know who exactly they are. And then we get to the second half of this episode and we follow like this rabbit girl that's a slave and she has something wrong with her stomach. And then like you have this noble guy that's like super mad at her, and eventually the rabbit girl gets possessed and then she becomes like super crazy and like she scratches up the noble guy. That's when we finally get introduced to the healer, and like of course you know he's gonna look super generic because he looks like almost every fantasy or isekai type of character. He has the black hair and he looks kind of edgy and all that, but you find out of course like he's a OP healer, and also he can do a lot of things that you think a healer would not be able to do. In this first episode, I can't lie, I don't know if I'm really excited for the series because like there was nothing in this episode that made me go like, oh, I want to watch this. I guess he did have some interesting healing abilities because like when it came to the rabbit girl, she had something wrong in her stomach. All he did was able to just like look at her, and then like he used like whatever healing magic he did, and he was able to perform surgery without like actually having to do surgery. So I thought that was pretty cool. But besides that, there was really nothing in this episode that made me go like, oh my gosh, this series is going to be amazing, because it was kind of just all over the place. And that the first 8 minutes was just showing like all the different girls that are of course going to be like surrounded by him. So like, you know, this is going to be like a harem-eccentric type of anime, because you know this is not really a harem, but it's going to be one of those anime where you know you just have a guy that's surrounded by a whole bunch of just different female characters. But if you saw this first episode, let me know how you feel about it. If you haven't seen it, why not check it out? You can watch it on Crunchyroll, you can hop on a pirate ship and watch it that way too though.